Personal watch as players, coaches, or officials. Show that you know the game. Stay away from team playing area and team in area. Zero time for outlaws and back to use or out contest. Thank you for your cooperation. And go Knights! In accordance with tradition at Southern Virginia University, we will begin with the word of prayer to be offered by Abby Prisby.
Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for the opportunity to be here in this gymnasium and for the sportsmanship and the opportunities that we have. And we ask you to bless these players that all may play to their best abilities and that they may have a wonderful time and that no one will get hurt and that at the end of the game everyone can make it home safely. We love thee and we say this in the name of thy Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Now if you all please rise and face the flag for the playing of our national anthem.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Southern Virginia University basketball tonight here from the Knight Sports Arena. I'm Jim Bresnahan. I'm joined by Nash Jones, and we're ready to bring you men's basketball tonight from the Southern Virginia University Knight Sports Arena as the Knights of Southern Virginia get ready to take on the Saints of Marymount. And Nash, this is a huge game tonight when you look at the Capital Conference standings. Of course, only the top 6 teams will make the Capital Conference tournament. Right now, Wesley and Marymount are 5 and 7. Southern Virginia is 3 and 9. The top 6 right now would be York, Christopher, Newport, Salisbury, Mary Washington, Frostburg, and Wesley, with Marymount and Southern Virginia on the outside looking in. Again, those 2 teams, including the team that the Knights are facing tonight in Marymount, as well as Wesley, are 2 games ahead. Wesley's playing at York tonight. You would think they would lose that game. If the Knights can knock off Marymount tonight, suddenly they are only a game out of the 6th spot.
Yeah, tonight's going to be a huge game here for the Knights, only being down only a couple of games. Last game we saw a really big game out of the Knights, being down most of the game and coming back late in the 4th quarter, coming away with a big win from Jaron Anderson coming off the bench, scoring 16 points. Hopefully the Knights can find a big game out of him, as well as Sam Armstrong, and hopefully Cale Thornton. Cale Thornton fouled out early in the second half last game, and so hopefully they can look to him too to be a leader here this game and come away with a big win.
Starting 5 once again for the Knights. Spencer Brown's going to get the start tonight along with Sam Armstrong, Aaron Rumbaugh, Alec Johnson, and Cale Thornton. As you mentioned, Cale Thornton did not get a lot of playing time, just 10 minutes in the game against Harrisburg on Saturday because of foul trouble. He only played 5 minutes in the first half and did pretty well in the second half when he had 4 fouls. He was able to last quite a long time before he fouled out of the game. Obviously, Tony Caputo would like to see him play a lot of minutes tonight.
Yeah, Cale Thornton, a very physical player, always down low, always hitting in with other guys, most likely drawing those fouls, so that's pretty tough for him. But it's also really well for Cale Thornton as he's so aggressive and can go up and get those rebounds. Hopefully tonight he's just kind of careful with it and has a good game.
Again, to set the stage how important this game is, if the Knights can win tonight and Wesley could lose. Suddenly they're only a game out of the 6th spot with 5 games to go. Where on the flip side is if they lose this one tonight, personally they would trail Marymount then by 3 games with 5 games to go, and that's a lot to make up in just 5 games.
Yeah, Southern Virginia really having to win out really the rest of the season is what it seems to be.
And so we are ready to get this one underway tonight, and the Knights will have control of the ball. First possession goes to Southern Virginia. By the way, Marymount defeated Southern Virginia in women's action today, 86-71. Frostburg won their game, so the Knights now trail Frostburg in the battle for the 6th spot in the Capital Conference by 1 game as Cale Thornton gets the shot to go from the baseline. That was a tough loss again for the women, 86-71 to Nash. Still, again, 5 games to go for the women as well, 2 home games, 3 road games. But now they're a game behind Frostburg. That game with Frostburg coming up on February the 14th, which will be a home game, could be the game that decides whether Frostburg or Southern Virginia ends up making the Capital Conference tournament in women's basketball.
Yeah, tonight with the women, very tough loss against Marymount, but Marymount being a really good team, being undefeated in the Capital Athletic Conference.
Yeah, top 25 too.
And so they should have to win up their games. Frostburg coming away with a win tonight, which kept them above.
Aaron Rumbaugh hitting a 3. And Nash, really quick, explain why we're not seeing much crowd reaction with a 5-0 lead here for the Knights.
So the student section tonight is doing what they call a silent night tradition. It's said to be on the 7th point. The crowd is going to have their big cheer, so they're staying quiet till that 7th point, and maybe we'll see it right here.
Could well be. Knights have a 5-2 lead. They've come out and shot the ball pretty well in the opening minutes. Here's Spencer Brown with it. And now Malik Johnson over the left side. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Aaron Rumbaugh, who just hit a 3. Nice pass inside to Cale Thornton. And there is that cheer we were looking for.
And that cheer just might spark this Southern Virginia team to even come away with an even bigger lead. That's pretty intimidating if you're Marymount right now.
Yeah, it kind of freaks the other team out, wondering where this came from. For Marymount, down low, Rucker over Cale Thornton gets the shot to go. He's one of the better players out there for the Marymount Saints, and there's a steal by the Saints. Rogers gets it over Etienne. 7-4 is your score. Now Rucker with the ball for the Saints. He got by Cale Thornton, and he couldn't get the shot to go. Great help defense there by Aaron Rumbaugh. 7-4 lead for the Knights. Armstrong thought about taking the 3-point shot, didn't take it. Early in the shot clock, Brown near the foul line, got double teamed, lost the basketball. Stolen away by Marymount. Etienne going the other way, and he gets the layup to go to make it 7-6.
Good play there for Marymount. Able to get that steal away from Spencer Brown.
And so the Knights' lead right now is at 1. Knights getting ready to make a substitution. Cale Thornton's over to Alec Johnson now. And Justin Prisby getting ready to check in. Armstrong fakes the long jumper, gives up his dribble. Thornton with a jumper, partially blocked from behind. Ball pops out of bounds, and the Knights are going to have it. Oh, they're going to say Marymount will have the ball. They're going to say the Knights touched it last. So Spencer Brown's checking out, and Alec Johnson is also out as Hardy and Prisby will check in for their first appearance tonight. 7-6, Knights on top, but Marymount looking to take its first lead of the game. This is Pittman with it. Chauncey Pittman down low to Rucker. Rucker is double teamed. Gets out of the double team momentarily. Now the Saints go to the right corner. Etienne with it. Rucker passing down low, threw it out of bounds. He had a wide open man on the baseline, but panicked a little bit, threw it away from Kamara down low, and the turnover goes on the Saints.
Yeah, that was really good defense there by the Knights, putting a lot of pressure on them. As you can see, Marymount's doing the same thing, coming away with that kind of a full court pressure look right now.
Both teams still feeling each other out. Knights lost at Marymount earlier in the season, 58-55. Nice steal there by Etienne as he was able to anticipate that pass headed for the baseline. And now the Saints will try again to take their first lead of this basketball game. Knights jumped on top early, 5-0. Still lead 7-6. Etienne gets a pick from Rucker. Looks down low for Rucker. Back to Etienne. He'll take the three-point shot and connects. And the Saints have their first lead of the game at 9-7.
Saints about on a 7-0 run right now. Since that last point that the Knights have scored, you know, you would think with that silent night that it would kind of spark for Southern Virginia, but it kind of has done it the other way.
Frisbee had his shot rim out, and over the back, Kamara grabs the rebound. Knights have gone cold in the last few minutes. They led 7-2, now trail 9-7. Pittman passes over to Rucker. Rucker to Etienne near the foul line. Back to Rucker. Nice pass inside to Etienne, and he can't shoot the shot to go down. As great defense here by Cale Thornton. Knights trying to snap this scoring drought. Down now by 2 after they led early by 5. Armstrong with a three-pointer. Good!
Such a nice shot from Sam Armstrong. We saw him last game hit 2 back-to-back threes early in the first quarter. He's going to have a big game here from the arc.
That is his 30th three-pointer of the season. And the Knights have the lead back at 10-9. Pittman, right baseline. He is shut off. Down low to Rucker. Rucker working on the bigger Cale Thornton, can't score. You know, Cale Thornton out there is 6'7", and Rucker is 6'5", so Cale's got the height advantage. Give and go to rim ball, and he scores.
Nice little play there by the Knights.
And a timeout on the court. 13:50 to go here in the first half. The Knights are on top 12-9. Let's take this break for this message here from the Knight Sports Arena.
Hi, I'm Richard George. I'm one of the vice presidents here at Southern Virginia University. I'm an Olympian. I was also a member of the United States track and field team in 1975. And I think the same qualities, the same motivation, the same drive that makes world-class athletes also makes good students. In college, I did track and field. It worked perfectly for me and my education because I could achieve goals athletically that were very similar to the types of goals that I had academically. As I look at the opportunities here at Southern Virginia University of participating at the NCAA level and also have an unparalleled academic experience coupled with an environment that is LDS standards, I think that combination is hard to find. I don't think there's a better opportunity anywhere on earth to do that.
Knights lead here 12-9, Nash. Earlier, just a few minutes ago, we had the silent night, and we have other things going on, including yellow shoelaces for the Knights, the entire Knights club tonight.
Yeah, so all the Knights basketball team is wearing yellow shoelaces for, it's called Lace Up for pediatric cancer. Just kind of a cool thing that Southern Virginia likes to support, just making people aware of pediatric cancer. So that's really a cool thing here for the Knights tonight. Something people don't really see a lot. A team kind of come together for things like this, which is really cool.
And I believe you can go to four being the number, thegoal.org for more information on Lace Up for Pediatric Cancer. 13:50 to go first half. Knights have come from behind to take a 12-9 lead. And now we'll see how Marymount reacts. They've got Kieran Durant into the game for the first time. Jaron Anderson's also into the game for the Knights, his first appearance. Long three-pointer by Durant is up and good. And that evens the game at 12. Both teams early on here, Nash showing the ability to shoot the three-pointer. Down low, Frisbee. Baseline move, up and under, and he missed the shot. Rebound comes to Marymount. Ibrahim Kamar with the ball right now. He got around temporarily. His man, Colson Hardy, now backs it out. Rucker double teamed over to another three-point shot by Durant is no good, and a foul is going to be called inside on Marymount. And it looks like Kamara is going to pick that one up. So the first foul of the game goes against the Marymount Saints. A lot of crowd noise tonight because, again, as we talked about, Nash, this is a huge game really for both teams. But as far as the Knights are concerned, if they win tonight, they are right in the thick of the Capital Conference postseason race. The top 6 teams make it. If they lose tonight, they're 3 games behind Marymount, and they would have to win the rest of the games most likely and still probably get some help. Yeah, it seems to be that they'd most likely have to have Marymount pretty much lose the rest of their games too, and we'd have to win out. There's a block on a shot by Armstrong, but he got hit after the ball was blocked, hit in the face, and Sam Armstrong will go to the foul line to shoot 2. I think they're going to say the Marymount defender, Rogers, hit the ball, but then followed through and maybe nailed Sam in the face. Yeah, we saw Sam kind of grab his face a little bit. Armstrong hits the first foul shot. Very good foul shooter, Nash. He is 81% from the foul line. Sam just a very good overall shooter all around. We see him making plays down low and beyond the arc. You got that one. 81% from the foul line, 41% from three-point range. From the field, about 39%. So he actually really shoots the three-pointers and the free throws a little better than the two-point shots. And he's given the Knights a 14-12 lead. Bennett Canlin into the game now for the Knights. So you got Canlin out there along with Jared Anderson, Prisby, Hardy, and Armstrong. Knights lead by 2. At the end, passes almost knocked away. It is knocked out of bounds, but it's last touched by the Knights with 14 on the shot clock for Marymount. Marymount came in 5-7 in the conference, 6-13 overall. The Knights 8-11 overall, and 3-9 in the conference. Three-point shot by Marymount is up and good, and Marymount's got the lead back after the three-pointer by Ibrahim Kamara. So the Saints lead 15-14. Gotta wonder if this is going to go back and forth all night long, maybe to the final few seconds. Anderson, he'll try a 3. It off the glass and good. Not sure he was trying to bank it. Maybe he was, but he certainly did there. And the Knights take the lead again, 17-15. The bank's still open for Jaron Anderson. It doesn't close at 5 for him. 2-point lead. Anderson with a 3. Aaron Rumble had one earlier. Sam Armstrong also has one. And Etienne will try a 3, and he nails a wide open three-pointer. I believe that's his second of the first half. And Marymount is back on top here, 18-17. And Anderson will try another one, and that one is no good. The rebound to Marymount. Fast break for the Saints. Rogers up the right side. Passes inside, back out, now to Etienne. And a foul line jumper is up and no good. Rebound of the Knights on the miss by Ryan Albert of Marymount. The Knights trailing by 1 here with 10:32 to go until halftime. Pass down low to Prisby. Works through a double team. Squeezes through defenders and scores, and he is fouled. What a great play by Prisby right there, fighting off the double team, squeezing through. Kind of looked like a running back, squeezing through a hole, getting through and laying it up in. Justin Prisby, 11.8 average. His weakness is the foul line. He only hits 52% from the foul line for some reason. He has good form though, and he got that one to go. And the Knights in the three-point play. Back on top here now, 20-18. And here's Rogers trying a 3, and he is short on his shot. Rebound to the Knights. Knights want to break it up court. Hardy to Winslow. Kellen Winslow just into the game. Very good three-point shooter. Hardy Outside, Jared Anderson, top of the key, three-pointer.
Jared Anderson has such a beautiful shot. Good little three-pointer there for him, second one of the game.
Yeah, when you give him that kind of opening, Nash, and he's got a chance to follow through on his shot, he is deadly. At the end to the baseline. He's already got a couple of threes in this first half. Kamara is going to try a three. It's no good. The rebound to the Knights. They've got a 5-point lead and the basketball. And now the Knights will try to build upon what has been their biggest lead so far tonight, 5 points. Foul call. Going to be a moving pick, I think, on Bennett Canlin. So Canlin will pick up the foul. Just the first team foul of the Knights. Several substitutions in the game now for Marymount. Same 5 on the floor, though, for the Knights. And Hardy, Winslow, Jared Anderson, Bennett Canlin. And also Aaron Rumbaugh as the Knights have a 5-point lead. Marymount trying to go to work to cut into a 5-point deficit. They give it to Albert near the foul line. And now Pittman outside to Etienne. He's got 2 3-pointers already, but he missed that one. Albert battling for the rebound, grabs it inside. And I believe they're going to call a foul on the Knights inside. Bennett Canlin will quickly pick up his second foul. And looks like Canlin and Hardy will check out, and they'll send in Malik Johnson and Cale Thornton. They're going to call a kick on Aaron Rumbaugh, the inbound pass. So it's still going to be Marymount basketball with 8:51 to go till halftime. 5-point lead for the Knights, 23-18. This is Etienne looking to get it inside. He does to Albert, working on Cale Thornton. Backs his way in, off the glass, too strong. Rebound to Cale Thornton. Pass to Rumbaugh, foul line. Hook shot, no good. And the rebound to Pittman of Marymount. Albert near the foul line, found an opening, and he scores. That is Ryan Albert, a 6'7" sophomore from Huntingtown, Maryland. 23-20, Knights still lead by 3. Now we have a little double team going on here for Marymount, trying to double team the ball whenever possible. Winslow deep in the corner. He wants that ball in the right corner. Now almost threw it away. Malik Johnson gets the ball to Rumbaugh with 5 on the shot clock. Great no-look pass to Cale Thornton by Aaron Rumbaugh.
What a great assist from Aaron Rumbaugh right there. Cale doing a great job getting down, seeing the defense, seeing the holes in the defense, and sitting right under the basket to get that nice basket.
Yeah, the Knights have that 5-point lead back. Again, that's their biggest lead so far tonight, 5 points. Here's Pittman with trying a 3-pointer. He missed it badly. Albert grabs the rebound, loses it, grabs it back, and they're going to say jump ball possession arrow will favor Marymount. In the first game between these two teams, about a month or so ago, Marymount was able to defeat Southern Virginia at Marymount 58-55. So you saw how close that game was, and wouldn't be surprised if it goes down to the closing minutes or seconds tonight here at home at Southern Virginia. He's just Cook with it, working on Rumbaugh, tried an off-balance shot, did not get a foul call, and the Knights grab the rebound. Rumbaugh up the right side. Aaron passing inside now to Cale. And the ball is knocked out of bounds by Marymount with 16. And with 16 on the shot clock and 6:55 to go till halftime, we'll take a break. Your score here is Southern Virginia 25 and Marymount 20. We'll be right back after this message. Jim Bresnahan along with Nash Jones back here at the Knight Sports. We're going to bring you all the action once again of the Southern Virginia Knights and the Marymount Saints. As we talked about, this is an important game. The Knights are 3-9 in the conference. And just ahead of them, Wesley and Marymount 5-7 in the conference. The Knights are 2 games behind those 2 teams. Heading into the action tonight, Wesley was playing at York, so if the Knights could defeat Marymount tonight and York could beat Wesley, suddenly the Knights would trail the 6th spot by only 1 game with 5 games to go. And right now, York has an 11-10 lead over Wesley, just underway about 4 or 5 minutes into that game. And of course, in the women's contest tonight, Nash, 86-71, Marymount defeating Southern Virginia. Frostburg won its game at Penn State Harrisburg. So right now, Frostburg is the number 6 team in the women's basketball standings in the Capital Conference at 6-7. And Southern Virginia just a game behind at 5-8, 5 games to go, including a couple of home games. One of those home games will be against St. Mary's and the other against Frostburg. Who knows, maybe that Frostburg Southern Virginia game on the 14th might decide between Frostburg and Southern Virginia who makes the Capital Conference tournament.
Yeah, that Frostburg game is going to be a really good one here. Hopefully all you at home can check into that game.
Cale Thornton with the big hook shot to give the Knights their biggest lead so far tonight at 7 points, 27-20. And the Knights will keep trying to apply the pressure. This is Cook with it. Off to Rucker. And Cook driving the ball, swatted away by Jaron Anderson. And the Knights get it on the turnover. Slick dribbling by Aaron Rumbaugh. Now down low to Thornton. Back to Cale, ball tipped away. And the turnover on the Knights all the way. Durant fouled by Jaron Anderson. And Kiara Durant will go to the foul line. He'll shoot 2. Rucker, by the way, number 12. He's the leading scorer this season. 13.5-point average for this Marymount Saints ball club. But he's really facing a tough challenge tonight, offensively and defensively, trying to stop Cale Thornton. I guess they're going to say the foul occurred before the shot, so Marymount will take it out of bounds. Each team now with 3 team fouls. Inbounds pass comes to Kamara. Kamara working on Rumbaugh, and I believe we're going to call Kamara for an offensive foul, push-off.
Yeah, that's one thing tonight that the Knights have been doing a really good job of. We've seen in earlier games this season, the Knights getting kind of foul trouble early in the game, putting the other team in the bonus, which will send them to the free throw line for 1-and-1s. But doing a really good job with only 6 minutes left, having only 3 team fouls.
That's the 14th foul on Marymount. Again, the Knights have 3 team fouls. Right now, the Knights have their biggest lead of the game so far at 27-20. Pass down low, knocked out of bounds. Off Cale Thornton last, so it's a turnover for the Knights. That is going to be their 5th turnover of the first half. The Knights being led in scoring right now by Cale Thornton with 6. Aaron Rumbaugh, Sam Armstrong with 5. Jaron Anderson also with 6. Durant with the ball in the corner for the Marymount Saints with 5:35 to go till halftime. And a 7-point Knights lead. Pass down low to Etienne. He almost lost the basketball. Turns and shoots. I wonder if the crowd threw him off. There was 10 on the shot clock, but they were counting, the crowd was down to like 2 or 3, and he took that shot very early with still 10 on the shot clock, Nash, and I wonder if he got fooled.
Yeah, he kind of shot that off balance too, kind of thinking that he had to get the shot off. Crowd doing a really good job right now of distracting him.
Yeah, he's got to realize is the home crowd's not going to count down the real number for the road team. So the Knights have a 7-point lead, and they're back on defense. Saints really struggling to find some offense here, down by 7. Rucker working in on Thornton. Couldn't get the shot to go. Rucker got his own rebound, and he is going to be fouled by Jaron Anderson. So Anderson picks up another foul. That's his 2nd. And Anderson's going to check out. Malik Johnson checking out, and Hardy and Prisby are back in to join Armstrong, Cale Thornton, and Rumbaugh. Still a 7-point lead here for the Knights. Each team now with 14 fouls. Rucker, left-handed, working on Cale Thornton. And he tried to split defenders and lost the basketball. Great defense by Cale Thornton. And the Knights have another chance to build upon the 7-point lead. Knights will be patient this time down, looking for a good shot. Good pass down low to Prisby, and he couldn't get the shot to go. Boy, he had a great look at it. Pittman the other way. He got by Prisby, and he spun that shot off the glass with nobody underneath the rebound and missed the shot. Good threatening defense again by Cale Thornton there.
Yeah, how do you like to see Cale Thornton with 0 fouls with almost 3.5 minutes left in the first half? That's going to be a good thing here for them in the second half as well, being able to have him.
Hardy, great pass to Cale Thornton, reverse layup, and the Knights lead now by 9.
That'll be Cale Thornton's 10th point.
Southern Virginia looking very impressive right now as we close in on halftime. A 9-point lead, that's their biggest lead so far. And now the Knights will go to work defensively. And Durant tries a three, it's no good. Now Marymount can't buy a basket. We'll see if the Knights can take advantage of the Marymount scoring drought. Armstrong. Gets it over to Cale, back to Sam. Plenty of time on the shot clock. 14 right now. Hardy will take a drive to the basket, drops it off. Armstrong to Prisby with 3 on the shot clock. They're going to have to force a shot. And it looks like Prisby may have stepped on the end line.
Really good defense there from Marymount. Really not letting the Knights at all getting any type of shot to get off. You saw Sam kind of want to lean in. It kind of looked like he was going to maybe try to take that 3 shot, maybe draw a foul, but which probably would have been a better idea than passing it down to Prisby and stepping out of bounds. But doing a good job having a 9-point lead here early in the game.
Yeah, 29-20 the Knights with 2:51 to go. As we mentioned earlier in the first game today, the women's contest, it was Marymount defeating Southern Virginia 86-71, and Jamila Gamby, one of the seniors on this year's team, had a great game, 21 points.
What a game from Jamila. Got to see kind of the end of the half of that game. She was unstoppable. It seemed like really sad to see them lose that game, and she did so well.
She was 9 of 11, 21 points. And that's a tough loss for the Knights. They now fall a game behind Frostburg in the Capital Conference standings as Marymount commits another turnover. But again, the Knights still have 5 games left to go, including that February the 14th game against Frostburg. So Heather Roberts and her crew will have plenty of chances down the stretch to make the Capital Conference tournament. In some ways, Nash, they really control their own destiny, because they won already this season at Frostburg. If they end up tied with Frostburg, they'd get the tiebreaker, I would believe, as Hardy misses an air ball shot. Spencer Brown grabs the rebound and puts it up and in.
What a good play by Spencer Brown, being aware of what was going on, saw the ball was going to be short and came down, got the rebound. I don't even know if you could call that a rebound. You probably could give that a little bit of an assist.
31-20. The Knights now have an 11-point lead with 1:55 to go to halftime. And right now, Marymount can't find a basket as they finally get one. Ryan Albert, the sophomore, finally gets a basket for the Saints to make it 31-22. So the Knights still lead here by 9 as we close in on halftime. Minute 36 to go to halftime. Prisby works it over to the right side to Winslow. Man-to-man by the Marymount Saints. 5 on the shot clock. Winslow's going to have to force this one. He does. It's going to be an air ball, and the rebound pulled away by Marymount. They break the other way. It is Durant all the way. A lot of contact, no call. Ball knocked out of bounds. And the jump ball possession error is the ruling. And it's going to go to the Knights.
Kind of a good play right there by Colson Hardy. Setting up to draw the charge. Not getting the charge, but kind of knocking the Marymount shooter off balance. And not
a lot of contact.
Shot.
I kind of figure with that kind of contact, especially with the shot being taken, they really need to call maybe either a block or a charge. Knights with 60 seconds to go to halftime with a 9-point lead. Trying to hit an all-important basket to boost that lead even further before halftime. Here's Spencer Brown with it. Wheeling, shooting, and he couldn't get the shot to go. 47 seconds to go to halftime. Marymount trying to get a basket of their own to close a little bit before halftime as Pittman can't score. Knights grab the rebound. About a 7-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Knights are going to try to work the clock a little bit. Anderson got by his man, step back jumper, no good, it was too short. A little too far out there for Jaron, back the other way. A long layup by Etienne is no good, and the rebound to Spencer Brown with 11 seconds to go. Knights will have the last shot of the half, barring a turnover, and the ball is knocked away. It's Winslow picking it up, and he can't get the shot to go, and a follow shot by Prisby. He is fouled, and Justin Prisby with 1.9 seconds left has a chance here at the foul line to add to a 9-point lead.
What a drive right there. Kind of blows you away. Tough not being able to get off a really, really good shot, but really good to draw a foul right there.
And Prisby nails the first foul shot. The 6'3" sophomore from Enterprise, Utah.
Prisby doing a good job going 3 for 3 so far from the free throw line, as he usually tends to struggle here at this point.
Yeah, he came in hitting only 52%. And he's 4 for 4. Knights have an 11-point lead, matching their biggest lead of the first half. And the Knights steal the ball, get a shot off. It's no good by Spencer Brown. And we are at halftime. What an impressive first half by the Knights, as they're able to take an 11-point lead against Marymount at halftime. They've got 7 turnovers. Marymount's got 6 turnovers, but the Knights are shooting the ball very effectively. 12 of 24, 50% from the floor, 4 of 7 from three-pointers, and 5 of 5 from the foul line.
Really good, really good. Going 5 of 5 from the free throw line. Those free throws tend to come back and bite you in the butt if you're not doing very well with those.
Also a 16-12 rebounding edge, so a lot of things are going well for the Knights. They also lead in points in the paint, 14-10 over Marymount. And you look at the individual stats, and good balanced scoring led by Cale Thornton with 10 points.
Cale Thornton doing a good job, picking up 0 fouls in the first half. Last game we saw him with 4 fouls already. Was taken out early in the first half last game, but so far so good for Cale Thornton, doing a good job as we look to him to have a big second half too.
And after the 10 points by Cale Thornton, Nash, it's good balanced scoring.
Yeah, and we're seeing a lot of big three-pointers too coming from Jaron Anderson. We saw a big bank shot from him, doing a good job coming off the bench, having a big game.
So the Knights again lead here at halftime, 33-22. That is matching their biggest lead all night long, an 11-point lead for the Knights in a very important game in the Capital Athletic Conference tonight. The Knights on top here at halftime, 33-22. We will take a break here from the Knights Sports Arena here at halftime.
I'm Michael Gibbons. I've been here since 2003. I am currently the Dean of Students and Vice President of Student Life. I'm new in that role, but I've been at the school for some time. You know, being in a small community, I like the fact that I can ride my motorcycle. I'm not scared to get out on the roads here. It's a safe, fun little community. I think the main reason students need to consider SVU is the unique education that we offer as a whole individual. We do the academic thing really well, but there's also social growth and spiritual growth and emotional growth. As a parent, I had 4 children who have attended here. I wouldn't pick any other school for my children over SVU.
Yeah, they're all put out the exact same way. Well, actually, they were at the beginning and they were so crooked. So now we're like experimenting with it to see like. He said the left needs to go down. That's true. Yeah, that was wrong. No. Right here?
My name is Bailey Rusick. I'm a sophomore here at Southern Virginia University, and I'm from Highland, Utah. Currently, I'm the activity senator, and I'm also on the golf team. This season is only a couple weeks in, and it's going great. We have a lot of potential, and we could go really far. I would recommend everything about SVU. I love the fact that I know all my professors personally, and that they know who I am, and they know my goals and my desires, and they're here to help me achieve that. You come to love this campus and appreciate it and feel like this energy that comes from it, and then you go home for a little bit and you just want to be back. Anyone who's considering to come out to SVU, just do it, because the opportunities here are amazing. I think that's what matters most.
Welcome back to the Night Sports Arena. I'm Jim Bresnahan, joined by Nash Jones. We are just a couple of minutes away from getting the second half underway with Southern Virginia leading the Marymount Saints 33-22 here at halftime. And again, looking at those first half numbers, Nash, very balanced scoring by the Knights, led by Cale Thornton. Last time, Cale Thornton against Harrisburg on Saturday only played 5 minutes in the first half. Tonight, in this first half, he played 14 minutes.
Yeah, Cale Thornton doing a really good job here in the first half. Playing very aggressive, but still picking up 0 fouls, which is really good for Cale. Coming away with 10 points early in the game. Hopefully we'll see another big half out of him. The Knights doing really well on shooting 50% from the field, shooting 4 of 7 from the three-point line, and going perfect at the free throw line, going for 5 for 5.
Not so for Marymount. You look at their shooting percentages, way down, and no free throws.
Yeah, Knights doing also a really good job of fouling, not even going into the bonus in the first half, which is pretty rare, it seems to be, with the Knights. Usually fouling early on, and then seems to keep fouling and puts them at the line, and that's where most of the other team's points come from.
Now, things can change, obviously, in the second half, but one thing's for sure, you know, we really haven't seen any one player from Marymount stand out on offense. Dimitri Rucker, he came in, their leading scorer, averaging 13.5 points a game, but he's 6'5", and he's been guarded by Cale Thornton, who's 6'7". So really, Cale Thornton has been shutting down Marymount's arguably their best player, certainly their leading scorer. You wonder if Marymount's going to try to make a comeback here in the second half. Where are they going to get their offense?
Yeah, Cale Thornton's just been shutting them down, along with Spencer Brown, too. He's been making a lot of plays down low when Cale's out, but it looks to be that they're both going to be in here now, so hopefully we'll see a big game from them. And Aaron Rumbaugh doing really well, and Jaron Anderson coming off the bench to having a couple of big three-pointers.
So we're ready to go. Armstrong back out there to start the second half, along with Cale Thornton, Spencer Brown, Aaron Rumbaugh, and Malik Johnson. Again, the Knights coming in with a record of 3-9 in the conference. Marymount and Wesley 5-7, just ahead of the Knights, all fighting for that 6th spot. Right now, the top 5 would be York, CNU, Salisbury, Mary Washington, and Frostburg. So Wesley, Marymount, and Southern Virginia, 3 teams really battling for the 6th spot. If the Knights can win tonight and York could beat Wesley, suddenly the Knights would be a game behind the 2 teams ahead of them with 5 games to go. Well, the problem there, Nash, is you got really 2 very manageable home games against Frostburg and St. Mary's, and 3 very tough road games left on the schedule with Salisbury, York, and Christopher Newport.
Yeah, those three teams being the top in the conference. Last time we played those three teams, it was on a 3-game home games. Losing 85-69 to York, 83-58 to Christopher Newport, 83-75 to Salisbury. So 3 pretty big games for those teams against the Knights. Hopefully the Knights can have learned from those losses and can come back with a better game.
Rucker again not able to score inside on the Marymount side of things, and now the Knights will go to work with an 11-point lead, trying to add to what is already their biggest lead of the game, 11 points. Cale Thornton, foul line jumper, good! That is the biggest lead so far tonight, 13 points.
Cale Thornton picking up his 12th point of the game, first basket of the half.
Marymount defeated Southern Virginia tonight in women's action, 86-71. So the Knights trail Frostburg by a game in the battle for the 6th spot in the women's Capital Conference standings as Rogers goes around Armstrong for the layup to make it 35-24. Still, the Knights will be playing Frostburg on the 14th in both men's and women's action, so Heather Roberts and her crew will have a chance on February the 14th, and obviously a few games in between now and then, to try to maybe get that 6th spot. It could well come down to Southern Virginia and Frostburg on February the 14th for the women as to who makes the 6th spot, as Ibrahim Kamara hits a 3-pointer outside, and suddenly Marymount on a 5-0 run to make it 35-27. So the Knights had a 35-22 lead, a 13-point lead, their biggest, and now Marymount on a 5-0 run to get within 8 as Rumbaugh scores. That's a soft touch right there.
Yeah, that's a good little play by Rumbaugh. Getting kind of a little bit of a hook shot from close to the foul line.
Off-balance shot is no good by Chauncey Pittman, the 6-foot sophomore, but he's fouled by Spencer Brown. That'll mean 2 foul shots coming up here for Marymount, and these will be their first free throws tonight. Hard to believe that they've almost played 22.5 minutes and yet to take a foul shot. And Pittman, the left-hander, hits the first foul shot. Spencer Brown with his first foul will check out of the game, and Justin Prisby will be in there to replace him. Pittman misses the second foul shot. Just one from the foul line for Marymount. It's a 9-point Knights lead. Now Aaron Rumbaugh with it on the right side. Goes to the foul line. Down low to Cale Thornton. Back outside to Aaron Rumbaugh. He'll shoot the 3. It's up and no good. No bounce this time. Battle for the rebound. And I believe they're going to call that foul on Justin Prisby.
Looks to be an over-the-back foul is what the ref's going to call that one.
Well, Justin Prisby is 6'3", but we've talked about this all season long. He actually plays at times like he's 6'5" or 6'6". Not so much with the height, obviously, but just his style of play. He plays like he's a real big inside player.
And as we've seen tonight, he's kind of done that too. We saw him cut a double team and get a nice layup.
Here's Durant. Off balance 3 and no good. Kamara grabs the rebound. Going to be fouled by Malik Johnson. And so, unlike the first half, Nash, the team fouls early on here in the second half starting to pile up on the Knights. That's their third team foul. Pass inside to Kamara. He backs it out. Kamara trying to get it over to Rucker. He does. Rucker drives and scores over Cale Thornton to make it 37-30. So a 13-point lead has been shaved now to 6, or make that 7. Here's Prisby down low. He shoots and it's too strong. Rebound. Rucker pulls it away to Kamara. He tries to go coast to coast and scores. And suddenly the lead is down to 5.
Kind of a good breakaway for Kamara right there.
And it looks like a timeout's going to be taken. 16-18 to go. And Southern Virginia is still on top here, 37-32. We will break away for this message.
name is Seth Floyd Hanson. I'm a senior here at Southern Virginia University. I love football very much, and this was an opportunity for me to come and play, as well be in an LDS environment. Since being here, I've gotten introduced into a lot of different things, including a marketing or sports marketing internship. So I've really had some hands-on experience that I'll take with me that's really opened my mind up to different career paths I might take when I'm done here. Honestly, for families and stuff, this is like the perfect spot. It's been great for my wife and I because the school has really helped us grow together. We've really learned a lot about ourselves since being out here. So while it was scary to move out here, to move across the country and drive those 3 days, it was also like coming home.
Welcome back to the Knights Sports Arena. 16-18 to go here in the second half. The Knights at one point here early in the second half, Nash led 35-22, a 13-point lead. That was their biggest lead so far tonight, and now Marymount is on a 10-2 run.
Yeah, Marymount doing a really good job right now, as we just saw Kamara go coast to coast in for a good layup. The Knights are really going to need to figure it out here. Hopefully got a good talk here in this timeout. And one thing that's kind of not been very good for the Knights is we've seen 3 early fouls right now. Kind of giving them a little bit of a scare, maybe getting close to that bonus.
No team foul so far from Marymount here in the second half. The Knights still on top by 5, and they'll now go to work offensively, trying to stop this Marymount run with the basket. Dale Thornton looking for the ball down low. Armstrong to Prisby. Driving, shooting, and he scores, and he's fouled. Justin Prisby, and he may be the difference in the second half. He has really come alive offensively in the second half, looking for his shot.
Prisby makes this shot right here. That'll be his 8th point in the game. Picking up 4 from the free throw line. Hopefully he can keep that magic going.
And he missed that one, but Cale Thornton with the rebound. And then the ball's on the floor, and it's picked up by Marymount. So Cale Thornton got the rebound, Nash, and then he gave it over to Prisby. I'm not sure Prisby was looking for the ball right there. And the turnover gives it right back over to Marymount. 7-point lead for the Knights. Durant over to Edifie, and he misses inside, and Prisby grabs the rebound on the miss by Etienne. And now it's a 7-point lead for the Knights, and they've got the basketball. (39-32), Knights by 7. They're looking for Prisby. He gets the ball down low, and great pass over to Rimbaugh, and a reverse layup is no good, but he's fouled from behind. Another fantastic assist by the Knight, that time by Justin Prisby. So Rimbaugh will go to the foul line. He is a 71.4% shooter. And he knocks down the first one to give the Knights an 8-point lead. And now a 9-point lead, as Colson Hardy will check in for Malik Johnson. And the Knights have a 9-point lead. Winslow also into the game, replacing Armstrong. Knights by 9, and the Knights are on a 4-0 run since having their lead cut down to 5. Marymount Saints going back to work, trying to make another run on the Knights. There's Durant all the way, missed the shot, influenced there by the defense of Cale Thornton. Winslow open for a 3-pointer, and he can't get it to go. And the rebound is tipped out. Rucker over to Kamara. Walker with it now for the Marymount Saints. Saints will slow it down. There's a steal by Aaron Rimbaugh. Rimbaugh all the way, threw it off of Kamara out of bounds. He looked like he was trying to get it back to Hardy, but it served just as well because he was really in no man's land trying to make that pass. And he was doing well to get it off a Marymount player, so the Knights will still have the basketball with 27 on the shot clock as Jaron Anderson checks into the game, and also Spencer Brown is back out there.
Yeah, what a great play by Aaron Rumbaugh right there. Just picked his pocket and got down. He was looking for Colson Hardy coming back down the court, just unable to get that pass all the way around.
Inbounds pass, a lot of contact. Frisbee fell to the floor along with the Marymount Saint. No call. Ball sails out of bounds. And it looks like it is going to be Saints basketball. A lot of contact as the players were jockeying for that basketball, that inbounds pass. No call. And so the ball goes over to Marymount.
Yeah, very confusing play right there. You would think with a lot of contact you'd get the foul, but
Pittman scores inside. I believe that's his first basket tonight. Makes it 41-34. Cuts the lead down to 7. Hardy gets it up court to Anderson. Knights in the offensive zone now. Under 14 minutes to go in the game. 7-point lead for Southern Virginia. They led by 11 at halftime. Winslow on a drive, and he can't get the shot to go. Rucker pulling down the rebound. Back comes Kamara. He tries to go all the way. He's fouled, and he got the shot to go. And they're going to count the basket. Hardy will pick up the foul. Kamara makes the basket. And we've got a timeout on the court. 13:39 to go here in the second half. It's 41-36 Knights. Let's take this timeout here from the Knight Sports Arena.
I signed up for my first art class, and I just fell in love with what we were doing. When you're learning, you need to be challenged to a point that you're willing to work harder, and that's what I needed.
To me, I felt like I didn't just want to learn how to create art. I wanted to know what to create art about.
The things that you read and you see and you expose yourself to automatically come out in your art. And you can't separate what you're letting into your mind with what's coming out in your art.
Part of being an aspiring artist is not only developing your artistic voice, but also you have something to say. And honestly, I would have nothing to say if it weren't for its education.
Welcome back to the Knight Sports Arena. I'm Jim Bresnahan, joined by Nash Jones. 41-36 right now. It is Southern Virginia with a 5-point lead. Nash with 13:39 to go. It was 33-22 Knights at halftime. We wondered where the Saints were going to get their points, and sure enough, they have found their offense again here in the second half, and they have cut this lead all the way down to 5.
yeah, they've seen a pretty big second half from Ibrahim Kamara as he's at the foul line right now. He's made some pretty big plays for them so far.
He came in averaging 8 points a game.
Yeah, which is surprisingly low for such a good player like that, as he misses that, and that'll be, with the basket before that, that'll pick up his 10th point.
So the Knights have a 5-point lead in the basketball. Now the Knights will try to go to work and extend this 5-point lead. The pass is kicked by Marymount with 15 on the shot clock as Aaron Rumbaugh is going to check into the game. He'll replace Kellen Winslow. Shot clock is down to 15. Anderson, foul line, jumper on the way. It's up and it's no good. And soaring in there for the rebound is Durant. And a foul is going to be called on the Knights. This one on Frisbee. That'll be his second. And Nash, right now the team fouls are really starting to mount here for the Knights. That was their 15th foul.
Yeah, unexpected foul there. Frisbee not really wanting that call. Didn't seem to be, or there was a lot of contact, which is surprising that they called it because they haven't been calling a lot of contact.
Rucker got free for a reverse layup. It's 41-38, and the Saints are within now 3 points. Knights work it across the 10-second line. They work it over to Anderson for a jumper, and he is fouled on a 3-point shot. Kamara fouled him. He missed the shot, but he'll get 3 free throws, and for the Saints, that's a no-no when you're down by 3 and you foul somebody who's taken a 3-point shot.
Yeah, that's 3 free points right here. Hopefully he can just connect on all 3 shots right here.
Good foul shooter, 72.5% this season. Got the first one. Knights by 4. Now 5. Anderson for the season up over 75% now from the foul line. Thornton will check back in for the Knights. And 3 for 3 for Jaron Anderson. By the way, that foul on Kamara, Nash, that was his 4th. So it's a 6-point lead for Southern Virginia. Ball goes to Durant, left side. Here in Durant, back out to Rogers. And now Rucker with it. Rucker, right side. Working on Cale Thornton. Got away from him and missed the shot. Tip up and in by the Saints. And that cuts the Knights lead down to 4 at 44-40.
Kind of a weird little tip-in right there. It seemed like 4 guys all kind of pushed that ball back up, and it just somehow happened to come down inside the basket.
12 minutes to go in the game. Knights by 4. Hardy to Cale Thornton. Anderson, shot clock at 4. Anderson bumped into Prisby, and he's going to be called for a travel. Knights worked the shot clock a little too far down that time, and they were desperate. And Anderson was going to drive to the basket, which was the right thing to do. Unfortunately, he bumped into a teammate, and so the turnover gives it back over to Marymount. Looks like a timeout is going to be taken here by Marymount with 11:49 to go. We are going to break away for this timeout here from the Knights Sports Arena with the Knights on top 44-40. Let's break away for this message.
My name is Allison Teagues. I'm a junior here at Southern Virginia University. I'm studying business, management, and leadership. So I play volleyball here at SVU. That takes up a lot of my time, but I like to attend all the other school activities, like the school dances, but volleyball is like my main thing I'm involved in. I'm from Idaho, and coming to the East Coast was just a fresh start, and I was able to make so many new friends that I would have never had the opportunity to meet. I was just able to bond with people differently here than I was at my past schools.
11:49 to go here in the second half of action. The Knights, who led by 11 at halftime and actually had a 13-point lead in the second half, right now only on top of Marymount by 4 at 44-40. Wesley and York are tied in the second half. Wesley and Marymount came into this game 2 games ahead of the Knights for the 6th spot in the Capital Athletic Conference. And as we mentioned, only the top 6 teams will make the postseason tournament. So the Knights really needing to beat Marymount tonight, and they really could use York defeating Wesley. If all that happens, the Knights are within a game of the 6th spot for the Capital Athletic Conference postseason tournament with 5 games to go.
Yeah, Wesley doing a really good job right now against York, tying the game up. Coming out of halftime right now. Hopefully York can pull away with that so the Knights have a better chance of getting into the playoff spot with the wins tonight. Hopefully
York,
against Marymount.
the number 1 team in the conference heading into the action today. Marymount trying to go to work, down by 4. They give it over to Rucker, who's kind of come alive in the second half, working against Cale Thornton. And now the shot clock at 10 for Marymount. Rucker, jumper, up, no good, too strong, rebound, Etienne got it. And a fresh shot clock here for the Marymount Saints. Chauncey going to the right side, now back over to the left, working on Prisby. And Prisby, I think, is going to be called for the foul. That's going to be his 3rd. That'll be the 16th foul, 3rd foul on Prisby. And so neither of these are good. Prisby, one of the top players tonight, Nash, for the Knights, and he's picked up his 3rd. And again, that's the 16th foul. So Marymount will be shooting foul shots the rest of the way here in the second half. First foul shot is up and no good. It was short by Chancey Pittman, the 6-foot sophomore, as Prisby will come out of the game, it looks like, being replaced by Jaron Anderson.
Yeah, Pittman could have a hard time shooting against this student section right here, as they're a loud one right now tonight.
One more shot for Pittman, and he missed that one. He missed them both. Two big misses there for the Marymount Saints, who trail by 4. And the Knights working across the timeline. Rim ball all the way, and he lost it. Ball knocked away, picked up by the Saints. They try to break the other way. Etienne with the ball outside. Rogers working on Jaron Anderson. Brandon Rogers over to Rucker. Ball knocked loose, and it's picked up by Marymount. Shot clock at 12. Rucker weaving outside. Durant, foul line. And now Pittman missing a shot from outside. Rim ball to the right side, lost it. It's on the floor, it is picked up by the Saints. They go with a break, Durant all the way, and he couldn't get the shot to go. Etienne right there, he's fouled and he scores. He is fouled by Jaron Anderson. And now suddenly it is 44-42.
Really tough play right there. Aaron Rumbaugh giving up a second turnover in just under 2 minutes.
And Etienne will go to the foul line to try to complete a 3-point play. He missed the foul shot, and the rebound to Cale Thornton. Knights by 2, and they've got the ball. Knights work it up court to Colson Hardy. They break it across the timeline. And now Southern Virginia will try to get a basket here. Their lead has been cut to 2. Earlier in the second half, there was a 13-point lead. Hardy in the corner. Anderson. Shot clock down to 6. We got a bumping foul going to be called on Rogers. That is just a 14th foul on Marymount. Rim ball. Getting ready to inbounds. Knights by 2. 9:45 to go in regulation. Inbounds. Will they get it in time? They get it to Cale Thornton. Thornton works free, and he's fouled. He is fouled by Ryan Albert, the sophomore, and Cale Thornton will go to the foul line to shoot 2. And the way this is shaping up, Nash, this could well be a foul shooting contest down the stretch that might decide this game.
Yeah, Cale Thornton doing a good job right there, drawing the foul. Got really close to not inbounding the ball on time.
Big foul shot there for Cale Thornton. He came in hitting 49%. This one is too strong, and the rebound comes away to Marymount. And they're going to call a jump ball. Possession arrow favors the Knights. Good play there by Jaron Anderson to grab hold of the ball. And the Knights will get it on the possession arrow.
This could be a big break right now for the Knights. Hopefully they can capitalize off that jump ball, take this lead up to 5.
Knights by 3. And Aaron Rumbaugh gets it in to Armstrong. Knights will try to work the clock a little bit, but most importantly, they need a basket. Only ahead by 3. Armstrong gets it out top. Now Rumbaugh working on Etienne. Cale Thornton, he'll take the jump shot. It's no good. Etienne grabbing the rebound. He skied for that rebound over Aaron Rumbaugh. Lob down low to Long. Albert spins, hook shot, wild shot. No way that was going down. Knights grab the rebound, ahead to Thornton all the way. He couldn't get the shot to go. No foul call. Back comes Marymount. Well, the Saints want to slow it down by 3. They can actually tie this game with a 3-pointer. Chauncey all the way. He is going to be fouled. It looks like had a big step there. Colson Hardy is going to pick up that foul. That'll be his second. And right now it's a 1-on-1. Not the double bonus yet for Marymount. Pittman has struggled with his shooting tonight, both from the field and the foul line. And he missed it. Apparently they're going to call that a shooting foul. So he's got 2 shots, missed the first one, 1 more coming. Substitutions for the Knights. Winslow is out there now along with Malik Johnson, Thornton, Jaron Anderson, Aaron Rombach. 18 fouls for Southern Virginia, 5 team fouls for Marymount. Pittman misses another foul shot.
Pittman going 1 for 6 right now from the free throw line.
And not much better from the field. And now a foul is going to be called before the shot against Marymount. Well, they count the basket, I believe. And as a result, it's a chance at a 3-point play. So Jaron Anderson getting the shot to go. And the foul called on Durant. And suddenly the Knights have a 5-point lead. That's a big swing. 2 missed foul shots on one end for Marymount Nash, and the Knights getting a chance here at a 3-point play.
Having Anderson down the line, you might get that 3-point play.
And he nails it. So instead of maybe a 1-point game at 45-44 with the missed foul shots and the 3-point play, the Knights lead by 6, 48-42. See if Marymount has another run in them. Down now by 6 points. Durant's pass knocked away by the Knights and picked up by Aaron Rombach. Great defense by Southern Virginia. Well, the Knights will work the clock a little bit while looking for a good shot. Malik Johnson gives it over to Jaron Anderson for a 3-pointer, and this one is going to be short, no good. Rebound, tied up, and I believe the possession arrow this time will favor Marymount. (48-42). Six-point lead for the Knights. Their defense has been magnificent tonight. And they're trying to get some good defense going right here with a 6-point lead for Southern Virginia. Etienne spinning, fouled by Winslow. And that will send Marymount to the foul line. 19 fouls on Southern Virginia, so they're a foul away from having Marymount of a double bonus the rest of the way home. A 1-on-1 coming up here for Etienne. And he got the first one. Latest from York. York leading Wesley 55-54. If York were to win that game and the Knights were able to hold on here, they would be a game out of the 6th spot. Etienne getting both foul shots, 48-44. 7:44 to go in the game. Knights with the ball and a 4-point lead. Malik Johnson with the shot. He left it short, and the rebound comes away to Walker of Marymount. Foul inside. Etienne hit the deck. And looks like it's going to be on Winslow again.
Winslow picking up his second foul here in just under 2 minutes.
Yeah, 2 foul shots coming up here for Etienne. He came in averaging just over 6 points a game.
Kind of a turnaround second half for Southern Virginia with fouling. Not fouling a lot in the first half. Second half, putting Marymount in the double bonus.
Another missed foul shot. A lot of missed free throws here for Marymount. They are 3 of 11 now, and they're only down by 4. If they were shooting some good free throw percentages, they might actually have the lead in this game, Nash.
And a big lead at that.
Now 4 of 12 they are from the foul line, and trail by 3. The Knights with a 3-point lead in the ball, working up court against pressure. Malik Johnson's got it between the circles. Run ball, big step, shot up, no good. Rebound to Rucker. 3-point lead for the Knights. Rucker really wants that ball down low. Walker gets it back from Rucker. Back to Rucker. Working in the lane, triple teamed. And looks like a foul is going to be called on the Knights. And Malik Johnson's going to pick it up. 2 foul shots coming up here for Rucker. Luckily, the Knights are a very deep team. They've spread these fouls around. The left-handers, foul shot, good.
Rucker coming into this game shooting 58.5%. So a fairly good free throw shooter here for Marymount.
Although Marymount has missed 8 foul shots so far in this game today. And Rucker got both of those. And the Saints now, Nash, are within a point. This is as close as they have been in quite some time.
Knights really needing to look to go on a run, as this has happened before here in this game in the second half. Being only up by 1, it seems like when coming away with a big break and coming away with a pretty big run. Hopefully they can spark that again right here.
Knights led by 11 at halftime. They extended that lead to 13, and now it's all the way down to 1. Rumball's got it outside. 6:15 to go in the game. Pass down low to Prisby. Fade away. He got it. Another big basket by Justin Prisby. 50-47, and a steal by the Knights. Rumball tying up Rucker. Looks like they rule jump ball, and the possession area will favor the Knights, so Rumball will inbounds, and the Knights have a 3-point lead in the ball. Justin Prisby, that was a big basket he had, Nash, and he's had some big ones tonight.
Yeah, Prisby picked up his 9th point with that last basket. Hopefully that basket sparks this run right here. Take this lead, get a little bit more comfortable lead with only under 6 minutes left in this game.
3-point lead for Southern Virginia. Trying to win a big conference home game. Thornton, cross-court pass. Got through to Winslow, jumper, good!
What a nice little floater there from Winslow, picking up his first basket of the game.
And a 4-0 run by the Knights after they had their lead all the way down to 1. Rucker travel with the basketball. Turnover for the Saints. Knights have a 5-point lead after they had their lead cut all the way down to 1 at 48-47. They've gone on a 4-0 run, and they've got the basketball too.
And this is what I was talking about, Jim. They cut that lead down, but then Southern Virginia ends up getting a pretty good break, getting a little bit bigger lead.
Prisby goes over to Malik Johnson. Johnson down low to Prisby. He blocked by Rucker, but foul as well. And Prisby will go to the foul line. He hasn't been a good foul shooter this season, but tonight he's been pretty good.
Yeah, Prisby going 3 of 4 so far from the free throw line.
He came in averaging from the foul line just 52% for the season. He's got 2 shots here. And he got the first one to give the Knights a 6-point lead as Cale Thornton will check out momentarily for Bennett Canlon. Frisbee now 5 of 6 from the foul line tonight. It's 54-47. And the Knights have gone on a 6-0 run, Nash, when the lead was all the way down to 1. They've boosted it right back up to 7.
Yeah, they got to build this comfortable lead right here with only under 5 minutes left here in this game.
Well, what will the Saints do? They've struggled from the foul line, not being able to take the lead so far here in the second half. They got the lead down to 1. This is Kamara working through Canlin to make the basket to make it 54-49. The lead is now 5 for the Knights. And the Knights will work it up court. Try to take a little time off the clock, but really they've got to get a good basket here. Too early to really put everything in the deep freeze. As Rumbaugh outside, gets it over to Winslow for a jumper. He couldn't get it to go. Rucker with the rebound, and the ball knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Canlin. It's going to be Marymount basketball with 4:12 to go.
Winslow just barely missing that shot. Just
and they do call foul on Canlin. That's going to be his 3rd. And so that means Marymount will go the other way, Nash, and shoot 2 foul shots.
Winslow's shot would have been huge for the Knights. Would have brought them up by 8. Now with that foul, might take him back down. Might cut the lead to 3.
Rucker, not a great foul shooter, but he misses that first one. So Anderson will replace Winslow.
As we've said, this crowd, a huge factor. People don't understand, even with this small crowd, it gets to be pretty loud in such a small gym.
Another missed foul shot. Lots of missed foul shots tonight for Marymount, and that has really cost the Saints. You wonder how this game might be different, Nash, if Marymount was hitting maybe 70 or 80% from the foul line. As a team, they've struggled from the foul line. Frisbee got 3, shoots, and it rims out, tipped up and in by Aaron Rumbaugh. Back the other way, Etienne over to Kamara, outside the Durant for a 3, it's up and no good, and the rebound, Etienne had it, lost it, tipped back in bounds by Malik Johnson to Aaron Rumbaugh. Etienne is down, limping. No stoppage of play, and now we'll have a stoppage of play with 3:25 to go. And we do have a foul called too. And so Malik Johnson will go to the foul line for a 1-on-1 after the foul was called on Rucker.
Johnson looking to pick up his first points here of the game. Would help push this lead even further away.
And he makes it. So the Knights have shot pretty well from the foul line, but it's not been the case for Marymount. They are 6 of 16 free throws shooting. The Knights are 15 of 17. And now 16 of 18. Right there is the difference in the game, a 10-point difference just as far as the points are concerned.
Yeah, that's been really the key thing here. That's the reason why Marymount is losing this game, is those free throws, not being able to connect, which are a huge thing.
Pass over to Rucker. Couldn't get the shot to go. Big rebound by Aaron Rumbaugh. Now the Knights have a 9-point lead as we close in on the 3-minute mark. And the Knights will work the clock now. Trying to take maybe an extra 5 or 10 seconds off the clock each time down. Pass down low to Cale Thornton. Shot clock at 10. Thornton, good fake. Shoots, scores! Chance at a 3-point play.
What a play there by Cale Thornton, not backing down and getting the and one.
Timeout is taken by Marymount. We'll keep it right here with 2:47 to go. The Knights had seen their once 13-point lead cut all the way to 48-47 Nash. And now the Knights are on a 12-2 run to go from a 1-point lead all the way to an 11-point lead.
Yeah, they got a huge spark here in this game, kind of ran away with it. Doing a really good job shooting 20 of 44 from the field, 4 of 11 from the 3-point line. but still doing 16 of 18 from the foul line. Looking to get that 17th free throw from Cale Thornton here in a little bit.
31-28 rebounding edge, but again, you look at the free throw shooting. The Knights, fantastic percentage, 16 of 18 from the charity stripe. Amazing for Marymount. They have missed 10 foul shots in the game, just 6 of 16 from the foul line. And if the Knights defeat Marymount tonight, they move to within a game of Marymount, and York is leading Wesley 64-60. If Wesley were to lose that game, the Knights would also move into a game behind both Wesley and Marymount with 5 games to play. And you look at the future schedule for the Knights, they go to York on Saturday, then next Wednesday at CNU before they finish off the season at home on the 10th against St. Mary's, and then on the 14th against Frostburg. Cale Thornton going to the foul line, trying to complete a three-point play. And his foul shot gives the Knights a 12-point lead with 2:45 to go. 61-49. Knights have really responded after seeing their lead cut down to 1. Rogers will try a three-pointer. It's good. 61-52. Backcourt pressure. Timeout going to be taken by the Knights.
Smart play there by Aaron Rumbaugh, not finding any of his teammates open, calling a timeout.
So the Knights have 2 minutes and 22 seconds left on the clock to burn off. They've got a 9-point lead here, 61-52. And again, if they win tonight and Wesley loses to York, the Knights will then be moving up in the conference standings. They'll be 4-9. Marymount and Wesley would both be 5-8, 1 game ahead of the Knights. That would be with 5 games to go. And as you mentioned, the Knights have road games coming up at York and CNU, followed by home games against St. Mary's and Frostburg. And then they finish off the season Saturday, February the 17th at Salisbury. So the road games are against the top 3 teams, but 2 very winnable home games. And so if the Knights could win today and move within a game of the 6th spot, Nash, you got to figure the game plan is win your 2 remaining home games and maybe steal 1 or 2 on the road.
Yeah, with last week's win and hopefully this week's win can spark a good little win streak for the Knights. As before, they went on a 6-game losing streak before the last game against Penn State Harrisburg.
Look at Cale Thornton bring the ball up. And Cale Thornton single-handedly getting that ball across the timeline for the Knights. Marymount trying to pressure the basketball. Pass over to Rumbaugh. That might just do it. It's an 11-point lead with 2 minutes on the clock. And Marymount's taking a lot of time looking for a three-pointer. It is Rucker with it outside. Works down low, and Cale Thornton fouls him. So Rucker will go to the foul line to shoot 2. But that time down, Marymount used a lot of clock looking for a good shot, and of course the Knights don't mind that at all.
That'll be Cale Thornton's first foul here in this game, which is awesome for Cale.
Fouled out on Saturday against Harrisburg. Now the lead is 10 at 63-53. The left-hander, one more shot coming. Got it. 63-54. I believe Marymount now 8 of 18 shooting free throws tonight. All in the second half. They did not have any foul shots in the first half. .145 to go. Marymount trying to get a turnover. They're down by 9, hoping for a desperate comeback. The ball's kicked out of bounds by the Saints. As long as the Knights can stay away from turnovers, Nash, this 9-point lead is looking pretty good.
Yeah, and both teams pretty evenly matched right now in turnovers. Knights just having 2 more turnovers than them with 13 turnovers, which is really good for the Knights as they've usually have around 20 turnovers, it seems like, in their games.
Malik Johnson is fouled in the backcourt by Logan Cook. Malik Johnson will go to the foul line. Malik Johnson came in a pretty good foul shooter, hitting about 76%. He'll get 2 shots.
Johnson already 2 of 2 tonight.
Misses the first one, left that one short. Got 1 out of 2, 10-point lead. See if the Saints try a long 3 here, down by 10. Rogers lost the ball out of bounds. They're going to say last touch by the Knights, though, so it's still Marymount basketball. The clock a factor, though. Just a minute 28 to go in the game. Rucker gets the inbounds over to Durant. Durant back outside to Etienne. Etienne down low. Shot by Kamara. Good, and a foul. It's not what the Knights wanted. A foul on a shot that leads to a potential 3-point play.
Especially with Kamara, who's doing pretty good tonight. Kamara looking to pick up his 15th point here in this game as Marymount's top scorer is Etienne with 17 points.
Missed the foul shot. Another miss from the charity stripe for the Marymount Saints. Prisby across the timeline. Let's see if Marymount fouls. They will. It'll be Aaron Rimbaugh to the foul line. 8-point ball game with a minute 12 to go. So as long as the Knights don't turn the ball over and keep hitting foul shots, this game really is theirs to lose. Southern Virginia trying to pick up its 9th win of the year. And Aaron Rimbaugh with a rare miss. Got to figure at this point, Nash, maybe fatigue is starting to set in on some of these foul shots.
Knights still shooting 18 of 22 from the free throw line, 81%.
And now the lead is up to 9 with a minute 10 to go. Marymount trying to find that opening. And Anderson's going to be called for the foul. Etienne will go to the foul line to shoot 2, and the clock stops. Anderson just picking up his 4th.
Marymount doing a really good job right now of just driving hard, picking up fouls is where the Knights are in the double bonus so far.
Etienne getting the first one. Lead right now for the Knights is 8. With 64 seconds to go in the game. Okay, Etienne's had a pretty good game for Marymount. And now a foul on the Saints. You can see obviously what their strategy is. Foul as quickly as you can to make sure no time goes off the clock. They're really hoping to turn the 63 seconds into an eternity. But as long as the Knights keep making their foul shots, they'll be able to stay ahead. Malik Johnson getting that one to go. Winslow will check back in. He joins Johnson on the floor along with Cale Thornton, Prisby, and Rimbaugh.
Johnson looking to pick up his 5th point. Seems like all his points have come from foul shots so far.
And he got a big one there. 9-point lead again for the Knights. And we're down to 60 seconds to go in the game. Shot good by Marymount. They'll try to stop the ball from getting in. And now the Knights are able to break it across the timeline and work the clock a little bit. Pass down low to Cale Thornton. He scores. Reverse layup. That might do it. 9-point lead, 46 seconds to go. Knights don't want to commit any fouls here. Rogers, long three, up and no good. Rebound, Rucker. Kamara will try a three. It's no good, air ball. Knights have the rebound, a foul, and that should just about do it. Down to 30 seconds and a 9-point lead.
Cale Thornton picked up his 18th point of the game. What a great play right there by Southern Virginia. Malik Johnson coming down the court, giving that little no-look bounce pass to Cale Thornton, who got the reverse layup. Kind of sealed this game away with the 9-point lead.
So Malik Johnson to the foul line. Rogers picking up his 5th foul. Fouls out of the game for Marymount. And Malik Johnson hitting some big foul shots down the stretch for Southern Virginia. Gives the Knights a 10-point lead. York leading Wesley by 8. And the ball knocked out of bounds after the missed foul shot. And Marymount will have the ball with 29 seconds to go and a 10-point lead for the Knights. No fouls needed by the Knights right now. Durant all the way. Foul is going to be called on Prisby. So Justin Prisby has fouled out.
Prisby really playing kind of that big man mentality tonight, drawing a lot of fouls towards his way.
Pretty much in the win column right now with a 10-point lead. And another missed foul shot by Marymount. Boy, have they struggled from the foul line tonight.
Shooting 10 of 22 right now. 45% from the free throw line.
Got that one. 9-point ball game, 23 seconds to go. Knights get it into Winslow. And he's finally fouled with 20 seconds to go. Right now it's a 3-possession game. A couple of foul shots here should just about officially wrap it up. So it looks like Marymount will drop to 5-8 in the conference and 6-14 overall. The Knights, if they hang on here, will be 4-9 in the conference and 9-11 overall this season. And right now York is leading Wesley by 8 as Winslow misses the first foul shot. This is a big foul shot coming up. It would turn it into a 4-possession game. And now the Knights are on top by 10 with just 20 seconds left. And Rucker will try a long three. Up and no good. Tipped up by Marymount. No good again on the tip. Rumble with the rebound, and he's fouled with just 7 seconds to go. What a victory this is going to be today for Southern Virginia. They led by 11 at halftime. And they had a 13-point lead early in the second half, Nash. That lead was cut all the way down to 1 at 48-47, and then the Knights were able to pull away.
Yeah, Knights had a really good spark to say in that second half. Doing a really good job. Rumbaugh, Cale Thornton.
So the Knights, after losing earlier at Marymount 58-55, ready to spring a home victory on the Saints. As Rumbaugh hits 2 big foul shots. The Knights by 12. Etienne, jumper, good. 3-pointer, 73-64 with 2 seconds to go, and that's going to be the ball game. So the Knights defeat Marymount 73-64. And at last report, York was leading Wesley 73-64. If that score holds up, then Wesley and Marymount are 5-8 in the conference. The Knights are 4-9 in the conference, and the Knights have suddenly pulled within a game of 6. And of course, the top 6 will make the Capital Conference postseason tournament. So with 5 conference games to go, the Knights are still in the chase for the Capital Conference postseason tournament.
Yeah, these next road games are going to be huge for Southern Virginia as it's February 3rd at York. Right now we're going to get an interview with Cale Thornton. Cale, good to have you here. What a game you had tonight, having 18 points and only having 1 foul. As we saw last game, you fouled out early, only had about 10 minutes in the game. What was the change this game from the style of play from last game you had?
I just know sometimes I'm being a little over-aggressive and just like not mentally right when I'm playing, and I'm just hacking and fouling, and I know I need to stay in the game so I can help my team and we can get a win like this. It just feels really good.
Yeah, and you're a big leader on this team, and that's how you played tonight too. Is you still were pretty aggressive, but did a good job of staying back. Had a good matchup with number 12. Now you have 2 big road games against York. Right now, York is actually about to win this game 76-64. So that's going to be good for you guys, only being 1 game behind Wesley.
Yeah.
Now going into York, being the best team in the conference, what do you guys expect from them?
We know they're a really good team. We just got to make sure that we box out and contest every shot, and then we just got to give 100% effort every play if we can, and just keep working hard, and we can get the win if we do that.
Yeah, very winnable games. Again, it's at York on February 3rd, and then at Christopher Newport, being the 2 top teams. Kale, again, congratulations on the big win. Congratulations on the big game.
Thank you.
Hopefully we see another big game out of you this next game at York.
I keep doing my best. Thank you.
Yep. And we're going to give it over to Coach Caputo and Jim. Again, York coming away with the win, 76-64. Now Southern Virginia being 1 game behind Wesley. Here's Coach Caputo.
Tony Caputo is joining us now, and we are just looking at the final minutes going off of that York-Wesley game. York is on top there 76-64, so if York hangs on to defeat Wesley, Tony, with your victory today, you have pulled within a game of the 6th spot with 5 games to go.
Yeah, that was the goal. I mean, you know, just a little bit of time, but all we're thinking about is just going 1-0. That's been our mantra for the last 4 games. We've just talked about going 1-0, and it worked 3rd time as a charm, so I stuck with it again tonight and went 1-0. That's all we're trying to do, just 1 game at a time, not thinking behind, not thinking ahead.
What stood out for you today? It looked like your defense and obviously some great foul shooting down the stretch.
I think the coaching staff, you know, we put together a pretty good defensive plan, and the guys did a nice job. I mean, you only get, you know, in fact, Monday at practice, we had 3 guys sick, and we have 2 injured, so we had 9 players, and you can't do a lot with 9 players in practice. But yesterday we had, you know, everyone there, you know, the 12 guys anyways, and was able to put in the game plan. And then the guys, you know, took care of it really well in that first half. In the second half, you know, the pace picked up. They were behind. They picked up the pace, and you know, they scored more points. And they got to the foul line quite a bit. But you know, we got it done.
Yeah, I mean, you guys really shot foul shots really good down the stretch. They really struggled on the charity stripe, obviously. And Cale Thornton, who we just had on, obviously, I thought he played a great defensive game against Rutgers.
You know, Cale, as you've seen over the years, he gets a lot of nitpicky fouls. And tonight, we got all excited in there at halftime. We said, Cale Thornton has 0 fouls at halftime. This was like, you know, what, he played 15 minutes maybe last game, and, you know, it's been
only
a recurring
5 minutes in the first half
problem.
last game. So
yeah, it's been a recurring problem for him. So to get him there with 0 fouls at halftime allowed him to play more aggressively in the second half, and us to be able to ride him longer. You know, usually we've got to keep taking him out because of the foul problems, but not tonight.
Well, your next home game is not till the 10th. You've got 2 tough road games coming up over the next week or so against York on Saturday and then CNU next Wednesday.
Yeah. Yeah, York, you know, was a game. They were undefeated when they were here. And, you know, we lose Cale Thornton in the second half, if you remember, to an injury, hamstring injury. And that, you know, really hurt us. We were right in that game, and I think we lose by 8 or 9. But you know, to have him healthy, we don't have Tyler McCready back yet. That would be nice to have him back. But
what's his status, you think, down the stretch?
They'll probably take a look at it here in the next few days again and see if he's ready to go. So it's been a long, slow process for him. But hopefully, you know, they got Tyga Walker back tonight, number 2, and he hadn't played in about a month, and his was an ankle also. So, you know, they got him back, and hopefully we get Tyler back.
Hey, you're looking down the final numbers. Anything else stand out? Aaron Rimbaugh had a great game again. Justin Prisby, even though he fouled out, had a pretty good game too.
Well, one of the things we talked about 2 things that really hurt us in the game up there: turnovers, and we cut our turnovers in half. We had a horrible 20-something turnovers when we played up there. We cut that down to 13 tonight. That was a big part of it, so that we could, you know, get up the shot attempts we needed to. And then the second thing that we talked about was trying to get to the foul line. And they basically won that first game at the foul line. They shot, I think, 26 or something. We shot 7.
Yep.
And so tonight, and at the end, they're fouling us on purpose. So we outshoot them 31-23 at the foul line, which take those away and it was probably even, but that's a lot better than getting outshot like 23 or 26-7 or whatever it was that first game. And, we lost that game by 3 points. So that made a big difference.
Well, Tony, good luck on the road the next 2 games.
Thanks. We'll need it.
Take care. Tony Caputo, once again, his team, again, victorious tonight, defeating Marymount in an extremely important Capital Athletic Conference game. The Knights victorious 73-64 over the Marymount Saints, and so the Knights are now 4-9 of the conference and 9-11 overall in the season. That's going to wrap things up here from the Knights Sports Arena. I'm Jim Bresnahan for Nash Jones and all of us here at Southern Virginia University. Thanks again for joining us, everyone, for Knights basketball tonight.